If you want a story about Thanos, if you want a story about Gamora, really nice stuff about Gamora in here, it's right here in Infinity War.
Gracias por ver la esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner. We are here for a comic book review of the Infinity War. Yes, I read this motherfucker, and I'm gonna give you guys a brief review of what's going on. In light of the Infinity War cum shot movie that's coming out that took 10 years of the MCU to build up to release to all of us fans who love and adore the idea of seeing Thanos bring out his cock and show us what we want to see, I decided that I should read the Infinity Gauntlet. I already did the Infinity Gauntlet review. It's on my channel now. Now I'm hitting you guys with the Infinity War. So this story takes place after the events of Infinity Gauntlet, where Adam Warlock has total control of the Infinity Gauntlet. He has total control of the stones, and he has the Infinity Watch. He has a group of people who he has entrusted to hold the stones in peace and harmony so other people couldn't get a hold of them. Gamora is one of them. Drax is one of them. There's a couple other characters who have them, and Adam Warlock still has the Soul Stone placed in his forehead, and there's an unknown wielder of the reality gem that was a secret in this entire story. So basically, everybody had their minds erased after Infinity Gauntlet, so they don't really know of the war that took place before. So we have this issue in this reality where everything's normal, the Avengers are doing their thing, and then before you know it, you start to see these doppelgangers. There's a doppelganger Spider-Man who has the 8 arms who attacks Spider-Man. And you have a doppelganger Iron Man who attacks Iron Man. And you have this doppelganger Wolverine who attacks Wolverine in the snow. So it shows all these different Marvel heroes living their lives being attacked by evil-looking versions of themselves. And everybody's like, what's going on? What the heck is going on? Before anybody can know it, Spider-Man goes down. I think Iron Man goes down. And Reed Richards is trying to gather the Avengers. Like, yo, and he sent out invitations to every single hero, Marvel hero across the globe to invite them to the Fantastic Four Tower to gather up and group and see what is going on with these doppelgangers, what's going on with this issue. Some people don't really even know why they're being summoned. Hulk is getting pissed off, throwing drinks. Why am I here? I want to leave. Everybody like, what the freak going on? Hey, yo, Reeds, why we here, bruh? Like, I had some bad beaches and shit, you know what I'm saying? I can go back to my business, bruh. And, you know, all different people. Just imagine a huge room of nothing but heroes. 90% of them don't know what the freak is going on. So Reed Richards is trying to galvanize them and get them together. Everybody's there minus Spider-Man and Wolverine. So Reed Richards begins to pitch this idea that, hey, we got these doppelgangers and some shit is going on. What the heck? I don't know what we're doing, but we need to try to unite and be one with this instance until we figure out what is going on. And Wolverine enters the room. And Wolverine is sitting here hearing what Reed Richards is saying. And Reed Richards goes on speaking. And then Wolverine is like, I call bullshit. You're not Reed Richards. You're a doppelganger. You're fake. You're fraudulent. I can smell you. Nah, it ain't even like that. Iron Man's like, nah, Wolverine, you're a doppelganger. Nah, you are. And then in the back, Daredevil's weak self is like, man, how can Wolverine smell? And I can't smell any differences with Reed Richards. He seems normal to me. Could Wolverine's senses be better than mine? Yeah, they're better than his. Weekend is Daredevil. At the end of the day, Wolverine was right. Reed Richards was a clone, a doppelganger, and they all end up fighting. They're like, get him. And so there's this big brouhaha inside the Fantastic Four Tower. But this is just a joke. It's just not important when you compare it to what's really going on. What's really going on is there's this guy, Adam Warlock, who is so obsessed and concerned with being a great deity god and not allowing unbalance to ever happen again. He is so concerned with the events from Infinity Gauntlet going astray, where Thanos attained omnipotence by getting all of the stones with the gauntlet and wreaking havoc. He's so concerned with that he doesn't even trust himself. He doesn't even trust himself with the very same power that he has. And he's a much wiser person than Thanos ever was. He's more qualified to carry the gauntlet than any other character in the Marvel Universe, for that matter. So even though he is wise and honorable and all that other great stuff, a wielder of the gauntlet and all the stones, he doesn't even trust himself with it. So what does he do? Well, he does something stupid and honorable in the same time, and he decides to banish, like literally banish, his evil and good side from him. He literally took out evil and goodness from his own self to leave nothing but wisdom and conviction and logic. That was the overall thing. Logic needs to possess this body. Logic needs to dominate this body in order for the Infinity Gauntlet to be wielded properly. So here's this man in Adam Warlock who is nothing but a being of logic. So that's gotta be the right way, right? That's a person of logic will make the right sound choices. And that's very admirable. As I'm reading it, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. But in him doing so, one of his bad entity that he banished has returned from the soul realm and wreaked havoc on this universe as we know it. His name is the Magus. The Magus is a dark version of Adam Warlock. Banishing him from his body allowed him to be free. Think Dragon Ball Z. Remember when Fat Boo was steamed out? He started to go good, and then he let that dark, freaking old-looking Boo out, the gray one and shit, and then they started to fight. This is exactly what's going on. Imagine Superman 3, when the dirty, evil Superman came out of his existence and shit, and they started to clash. Same shit. So basically, we have an evil Adam Warlock known as the Magus. It's a stupid name. I still hate it to this day. She sounds weak to even say. It's hard to even read. Reading it just looks weird when you read it. Anyway, he's purple. He has white hair. He has the same Adam Warlock dark patches on his eyes, but he's purple in color, has white hair. And he looks similar to Adam Warlock, but he's not quite Adam Warlock. He's his evil side. So here he is, and he has this plan. Oh, I'm all powerful, and I'm all just. I want this gauntlet. But he didn't let it known that the gauntlet is what he wanted. He was just letting it be said that I'm this most powerful deity now. I'm even more powerful than Adam Warlock, which he clearly was. But understanding that the Infinity Stones were broken up. He had the gauntlet, but the stones were not there. The stones were entrusted to the Infinity Watch. So without the gauntlet and the stones together, Adam Warlock was weaker than the Magus, his evil self. So everything is coming to the equation, and he's letting us the Magus, his design, his overall plan. He had two plans. He had one plan that was to trick everyone with, and he had his overall plan is what he really wanted. His initial plan that he let the universe know was, hey, I'm creating these two worlds because this is why we have the doppelgangers. There's two different worlds that started to collide into one. One is like a dark, evil, twisted version, and then one was like Earth 1. We'll call it Earth 1, which is the world we know. They started to collide together, which made the doppelgangers come into reality. So his task, his idea was to have dark versions of everybody take over, and it would be his universe, his world with his minions all living underneath him. And this just couldn't be for so many people. And one of these people was Thanos. You remember, guys, after Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos is back on his little planet with his cornfields chilling. But he has this understanding that some things are bad, bruh. Like, he's not a bad guy or a good guy in this. He's more of a good guy in this story. So Thanos is like, man, I can't let this go down, bruh. This man, Adam Warlock, he could have had the gauntlet. He's doing right. But this El Magus motherfucker, I don't trust him, bruh. So Thanos is like, man, I'm about to come. What's happening? Thanos pops up, comes out of a portal as Doctor Strange is trying to galvanize everybody and try to lead the attack against the Magus. Here comes Thanos like, yo, I'm here to help. They don't trust Thanos off top just because what he did in Infinity Gauntlet. I wouldn't trust the motherfucker either. But his intentions were pure. Thanos aligned himself with the Avengers and all the heroes of Marvel to lead the attack against the Magus. And not only Thanos, Galactus and Doctor Strange and Silver Surfer came to join the fray. Doctor Doom is in this story. He joined allegiances with Kang, I believe. I believe his name was Kang. Or Kong. Korg, one of them. He joined the line. He joined the fray on this chase to try to usurp the Magus. But what is the Magus truly after? What is the Magus's other objective? His other objective, his other plan, was to achieve, of course, what every villain wants: almighty omnipotence, god level power. And he was going to do that through two ways. He was going to, his overall goal, his overall achievement in this story was attaining the Infinity Gauntlet. But his plan was to gain the cosmic cubes. I think they're called cosmic cubes. I don't want to, they're cubes, something cubes. There's another power source that's not on the level of the Infinity Stones. If the Infinity Stones are 100%, these cosmic cubes are about 85%. That's what he's after. And all huge power that's powering his machines and all these things that he's using. He's really powerful when he comes out of Adam Warlock. He already has this establishment of great power where he can manipulate reality, he can manipulate time, he can manipulate space already, but just not on the level of an Infinity Gauntlet. You feel what I'm saying? And he's doing that with these motherfucking cubes. So Doctor Doom wants this because everybody is witnessing the power of the Magus. Because the Magus he bodied Thanos, he bodied Doctor Strange, he bodied everybody who comes at the Magus, he's wrecking them. I'm like, God dang, this nigga's powerful than a motherfucker. So just to show you guys where the Magus's power level in this story is, he's above Thanos, he's above Silver Surfer, he's above it, he's above even, I would say, Galactus in this story. And this ain't even with no gauntlet or stones. That's with the power of these cubes. So Doctor Doom, the natural conniving motherfucker that he is, what's up with these cubes? I need to figure out how he's so powerful. He doesn't know about the cubes. He's like, how is the Magus so powerful without the stones? What is he after? What's powering him? I need to find out. So he's over there trying to figure shit out. But at the end of the day, this is a story that's really about the Magus going against Adam Warlock. And really, to me, it's more about good versus evil and what happens when you have a desire for power, like the consequences of desiring power. So this story is about 3 characters in total. Overall, 1 character shines through, and that character is Thanos. If you want a story about Thanos, if you want a story about Gamora, really nice stuff about Gamora in here, it's right here in Infinity War. I'm not going to spoil so much of the story. I'm just reviewing it for you to give you guys an idea of what's going on in here. This is the Magus right here. That's him. That's the Magus. A lot of good things in here about Thanos. Some backstory with Gamora about that relationship. That was really nice. But overall, I'm going to give you guys just a gist of how I feel about this. Like, after reading this, it's like, I got a lot of knowledge from this, but it's not as much knowledge as Gauntlet gave me. This shit is like, the writers who wrote this, let me just shout them out. I believe the writers might have, so we have Jim Starlin was a writer of this. The pencilers, Rob Lim, Tom Rainey, and Angel Medina, Larry Alexander, and Sean McManus. Okay, so the writer's only one writer. His name is Jim Starlin. I'm gonna wager right now on this video that Jim Starlin, the writer of the Infinity War, is not the same man who wrote Infinity Gauntlet. I'm gonna say that based off reading the two, because Infinity Gauntlet is so better written, so much more better written than Infinity War. The Infinity Gauntlet is such a better story. It has less bullshit in it. This story has so much unnecessary tales, and it could really confuse you. And it's not confusing to me by what they're talking about, like time, space, reality. You know, I'm a huge fan of Interstellar. I love it. It's the way that he wrote it, the way that he paced it in the story. Take a piece here, a piece here. Now you got to go back. A piece, go forward. A piece. It's not just one big story, and it's not easy for the reader to follow. The way he wrote it, the words and the phrases he uses, I believe, do this story a huge disservice. The story in itself, 40% of it is a waste of time. You get halfway into the book, and then you realize you just read half of the story, and then there's this whole big other story that is the real story. So then you look at the first half of the story, and you're like, God dang, I just read 100 pages for nothing because none of that meant anything. So it's like, and then you get to the middle end, and that's where the real story is. It's about 50 pages of real story. And then after the book, after it's over, after the Infinity War is over, you got about this much worth of stuff that has nothing to do with Infinity War, and it's really about Gamora and Thanos, and it's just not prepared and written well. 30% into reading this, I'm like, this book is whack. I'm not even gonna front. And at the end of the day, after reading it, it got better because it went to other things, and I don't know if you would take that away, but Infinity War is not nowhere near as good as Infinity Gauntlet, and I really hope that when I read Infinity, it will be a lot better. Do I recommend you guys reading this? Is probably what you want. Honestly, I wouldn't spend the money on this. This is a $40 book. This is a $35 book. I wouldn't spend $15 on this. I would go to a website and download it for free if you have the time to read it. But honestly, based on the context of the movies, I'm gonna let y'all know. Based on the context of the movie, my God, this is called the Infinity War. The name of the movie is Infinity War. I'm telling you now. Infinity Gauntlet is more accurate to what Infinity War the film looks like than Infinity War this book. Because I'm telling you, the shit that's in this book, I already know is not going to be in this movie. There's only one part of this book that will be like Infinity War that I'm hoping will be Infinity War the movie, and we've seen it with the Gamora holding Thanos' hand, where he was holding his finger. They do some nice Gamora and Thanos stuff in here that's the only thing that redeemed this for me. And it's crazy to say, it's not the Magus, it's not the cosmic cubes, it's not the Infinity Gauntlet, the Infinity Stones, it's not the Infinity Watch, it's not seeing the doppelgangers go back and forth. It's all about Thanos. This is a Thanos story. More so than even Gauntlet was, I'll say that. It's about Thanos and Gamora, man. And if you want to know about Thanos and Gamora, you don't need to buy this whole book. All you need to do is go to Guardians of the Galaxy and buy that. What issue is that of Guardians? Let me go ahead and look that up for you right motherfucking now. It's so... The Island. Here it is. There it is. This is what you need to read. Warlock and the Infinity Watch. It's about 5 issues. It's about 4 or 5 issues. Yeah, parts 1 through 4. Warlock and the Infinity Watch. It's only 4 comics. Go get those, pick up those 4 books, read those, and then you'll just ride that into Infinity War. Because honestly, this story that they used, I don't think they're doing that. Because they're not going to have none of these characters for that. I really don't see the Magus ain't going to be in Infinity War. Adam Warlock, they said, is not going to be in Infinity War. And you take those 2 out, this is useless compared to that movie. This is useful if you want to just gain knowledge. But if you're thinking that you're going to read Infinity War and be like, all right, I'm ready to watch Infinity War the movie. Gauntlet is more close to that than this. So I'm going to read Infinity, and I'm going to see if Infinity is more close to what Infinity War will be off of, because you have the Black Order in Infinity, and you know there's Black Order in the film. So that's definitely the last piece of the puzzle that I'm going to read in the Infinity series. But giving this a grade, I gave Infinity War like a B+. This is a C-. I really had a difficult time reading this book because this was a hard read because of the lack of interest I had in it. It's just not a good book. It's crazy to me. Infinity War is not a good book to me. I did not enjoy the story of Infinity War, and that's disappointing to say. And if the same writer is the same writer, then he must have went through a divorce. He must be going through a midlife crisis when he wrote this shit. Jim Starlin. I'm gonna look this up after I'm finished recording because, you know, I keep it 100. No edits in this shit so far. So I'm gonna go back and I'm going to look and see if Jim Starlin was the man who wrote Infinity Gauntlet, and that would shock me. I would be completely shocked if these are the same writers, because this guy didn't do a good job in this story. So that's my grade for Infinity War. I do not recommend you buy this. Remember, go on a computer, download it, and I won't even... It's whack. The story is whack. It's whack. Thanos and Gamora. The story of Thanos and Gamora, a little bit of Adam Warlock, a little bit, but everything else, trash. That's the only thing that gave it that C-. So that's it for me. Subscribe to the channel. Put down in the comment section what you guys think. Infinity will be coming your way. By the time you're seeing this review, I'm already in Chicago with my family, chilling. But I decided I would share a video with y'all while I'm out there in Chicago, bruh. It's because I love y'all. That's why I'm doing that shit. So subscribe to the channel, like, comment, do all that YouTube stuff. I'll see y'all in the next video. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing, man. Deuces.